it seems like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. So let me just thank an anonymous donator for their $10 donation. I also want to thank Ellis for their $5 donation. And Mewtwo also for their $25 donation. Thank you all for your support. Just a reminder, we do have that Cult of the Lamb incentive open. We are well approaching our first $100 towards the Knucklebones match. It's only a $1,000 goal, and donations as low as $5 get you entered into the giveaway for all those fabulous prizes. So, keep it rolling, chat. Keep it rolling. I'm very excited to see what we do together. Alrighty, it looks like the tech team's got things sorted out, so I'm going to take us back to Resident Evil 2 with Sneevil. Take it away.
Hello everybody, my name is Sneevil, and tonight I'm going to be showing you the speedrun for Resident Evil 2 Remake. I could not do this by myself, and to assist me on commentary, I have a very talented speedrunner and streamer, KittyRawr. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm KittyRawr. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do a lot of speedruns, cosplays, and challenge runs. I also speedrun Resident Evil 2 Remake, Silent Hill 3, amongst many other games. So,
yes, very talented speedrunner. And so just to begin, the category that we're running is Claire A Standard. We're going to be running as Claire as opposed to Leon. We'll be doing the A scenario and doing it on standard difficulty, which is pretty much just normal. So the run will count. I'll count the run down once I pause on the second cutscene. So I'll just get over there, Claire Standard. And just one more thing before we go into the run. This is mainly a glitchless run. We're going through the run as intended, just much faster with a lot of manipulations and not necessarily glitches, but just a lot of tricks to get through the run a lot faster, which I'll be showing you shortly. All right, I'm going to pause on this cutscene and I'll count us down in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
All right, so yeah, let's go. All right, so to begin this run, a little bit of backstory is we're running as Claire Redfield, and she's looking for her brother Chris. Now, Chris works at the Raccoon Police Department. Are you okay? And obviously, there's something weird going on in Raccoon City. There's about to be zombies everywhere, so she wants to go save her brother before everything breaks loose. And right here, we see our first zombie. His name is Frank. Yes, we like to name the zombies in this game, so everyone say hi to Frank. We're going to be picking up this key to get out of here. And unfortunately, whoa, Frank gave me some weird RNG, but luckily we're able to still shoot him. So to get past most zombies in this game, all you have to do is shoot them once in the head. This works pretty much every time on standard. It gives you enough time to just get past them and not get bit. And right here, I'm going to be shooting out a bullet. And I just don't need this bullet for later. Inventory space is very sparse in this game, so we're going to be getting rid of a couple bullets. You'll see me shoot some a bit in like a minute or so. And we're just getting rid of bullets and stuff like that, so we have room for all the key items that we need. So right now we're just making our way to the Raccoon Police Department. And as you can see, stuff is chaotic. Right here, I'm going to aim down. And you might be wondering, why are you getting bit by a zombie? That's kind of weird. I don't really understand why you're getting bit here. So we do this for a really specific reason, and that's because Claire actually runs faster when she's hurt. This doesn't apply to Leon, it actually only applies to Claire. But when Claire is in caution, she runs significantly faster. So there's 3 different health states in the run. There's fine, there's caution, and then there's danger. And we want to stay in caution throughout the entire run. It actually saves 2 to 3 minutes just because we run a lot faster. And we're going to be purposefully avoiding going into fine or going into danger throughout the run. A lot of strats are only possible when you're running it, when you're in caution. So we need to make sure we're in caution for as much of the run as possible. But yeah, if you're playing as Leon, you actually don't have to go into caution. You can run the entire run as fine because there's no speed difference. So it only applies to Claire.
Focus.
I'm just going to be lifting the shelf. And I know there's no zombies around here yet, but there will be shortly. And just to explain how the game is timed, so the game is actually timed based on an in-game timer. This is going to be coming into play in just a second.
Hurry! Open up!
So right here, we're going to open the door. Unfortunately, we don't save him. But right here, as you see in the top right corner, the timer is paused. So the reason I paused right here is because that zombie that just busted through the door, he's special. So when you're paused, that zombie actually keeps on moving. So normally if you don't pause right before that door, he'll bang on the door 2 to 3 times. You're waiting around for a couple of seconds for him to open the door. But if you do pause right before the door, the zombie actually bangs on the door only 1 time, and you're able to get through faster. This saves some time based on the in-game time seconds because I'm paused there, the timer's not moving. So we're able to save a couple seconds there. Now, everyone say hi to Marvin. I know you couldn't really see him very well, but Marvin's one of my favorite characters. Not to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it. Marvin has gotten bitten, and he's not looking too good. But Marvin has given us a knife, and the knives are very powerful in this game, which I'll be explaining a little bit later. But the knives are very important for boss fights, and just throughout the run, we want to make sure we don't lose our knives. If you have any donations, you can read one right now if you want.
Fantastic, because I have a $500 donation from Never Walker Alone saying, "Let's go Sneevil."
You guys are gonna make me cry. I can't do this. Oh, thank you so much. That is awesome. That is beyond awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. All right, so we're just making our way downtown, walking fast. And so right here, KittyRawr, do you mind explaining the stair skating that I'm doing?
Yeah, so with stair skating, there's an animation of Claire without stair skating, there's an animation of Claire taking each step, and obviously you don't want that to happen. So by timing and tapping the aim button, it'll cancel the animation and thrust Claire forward to get you up and down the stairs faster. It saves a lot of time throughout the run because there's a ton of stairs to go through. Pretty much the key to successfully performing the stair skating is to time the ADS taps and pretty much maintaining the speed and momentum. So.
Yeah, it's funny because stair skating seems really easy, but it's very timing dependent. If you time it improperly, you're going to go a lot slower. But it actually took me a couple of months to get it down. But once you do, you move a lot faster up and down the stairs because the stair animation that it gives you normally is pretty slow. All right, for this puzzle, there's 3 of these puzzles throughout the run. We're trying to get 3 medallions. That is our goal. And those puzzles, they always have different starting positions, but the end is always the same. So you just twist the dials until you get the desired outcome, and then you get the medallion. I'm going to put a key in right here. We use the spade key all throughout the run. We're going to be keeping it for at least 20 minutes. And right here, there's a helicopter crashing. I'm going to aim down at the ground. Now, what that does, normally when the helicopter crashes, it throws you backwards. But if you aim down at the right time, it actually throws you forwards towards the door. And you save about half a second. It might not seem like much, but all these little time saves add up throughout the run.
Zombies everywhere. Marvin?
And on the other side of this door, so about the zombies in this game, some of the zombies are always in the same spot every time, while other zombies depend on RNG, which is random number generation. So right now, there luckily was not a zombie on the other side of the door, but that zombie outside of the door is random, so he might show up, sometimes might not, while other zombies are always in the same spot. So you kind of got to be on your toes. You got to know what zombies are going to be where, and be ready for weird situations if they don't show up where you think they will.
Yeah, that zombie can be like right in front of the door too and be super aggressive and just aggro towards you. It's no good.
All right, so we're going to be going back through this hallway that we already did, but there's going to be some new zombies in there. Also, we're going to be grabbing this herb. So during marathon runs, since there is a lot of randomness, throughout the entire run, we need to have an herb on us at all times. If we don't, you're very likely to die. So we want to make sure to have health on us in case anything unexpected happens. For example, there should be a zombie right here, but he's around the corner. Let's see. Okay, he's in a good spot. Sometimes he could be right around the corner and just immediately grab you. So I'm glad he wasn't in that position. And we're going to use the bolt cutters, immediately discard them. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. And then we're going to pick up this detonator. We're going to be needing that later in order to blow up a wall in order to get the 3rd medallion. For example, this zombie as well is random. He should not be there. But, you know, you can't control the zombies. So, all right, some more stair skating. We're going to slip in front of this zombie before she has a chance to attack us. She's still waking up, didn't have her coffee yet. And we're going to use this here now. Lily, would you like to explain the Chads?
Oh, the Chads. Yeah, the Chads are the worst enemy in this game. They're fast, they're vicious, they have multiple different attacks. And basically what you'll see Sneevil doing here is a camera manip. And he was very aggressive and he did not like that. Usually with the camera manip, they get very shy, as we say, and they just kind of turn the other way. But yeah, usually in casual runs or like playthroughs, you would just walk and they will, they won't be alerted by you. But obviously we're going to be running the entire time.
Yeah, by looking back at them, they move a lot slower because when you're facing forward, they're able to move faster than they normally would. They kind of glitch forward and catch up to you really fast. But by keeping your camera on them, they move a lot slower because they can't just suddenly jump at you, or else that would look really weird if they move super speed all of a sudden.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be blowing up this wall and picking up some more inventory space. And while the detonator's counting down, I'm going through this door. Now, this is very important because normally when the detonator goes off, the shelf falls down and traps you in this room, and it takes a couple seconds to lift up. Sorry about that. And then, so by going through the door while waiting for the detonator to go down, it actually doesn't knock down the shelf. So we're able to just immediately get out of the room. Now at the bottom of the ladder, there's going to be 3 zombies. We're going to hope that we can just run away. So whenever you're on a ladder, you're pretty much invincible. No enemies can grab you, no enemies can attack you. So if you're running this game casually and you see a ladder and there's zombies all around, just get to the ladder. You're usually safe. The only thing I'm not sure about is if Mr. X can hit you on there. So if you get hit by Mr. X, don't blame me, I'm sorry. But yeah, we now collected all 3 medallions and we're able to make our way to the first boss. And we have time for probably 2 donations right now if you have any.
Fantastic, because I have a $20 donation from Serpente saying, Snee! So glad you're doing this. It's always awesome watching your streams. Love, Serp and Flack. We also have a $5 donation from Well of Ascension saying, so happy to see you on GDQ. Go Sneevil.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I've got one more short one if you got time for it.
After the first boss, we'll have time.
Beautiful.
So we're coming up on the first boss right now, and I will just spoil it for you. The knife is the most powerful weapon in the game. So this fight is going to be really fast. Don't blink.
Words ain't gonna cut it with this one.
You heard her. Don't blink. And it ends very fast.
And he's dead.
And bam.
So the reason the knife is so powerful in this game is because it's actually linked to the frame rate. So the higher your frame rate, the more hits the knife does with every swing. So, for example, I'm running at 120 frames, which is the maximum allowed for this category. And at 120 frames, it takes about 15 slashes. However, if you were to go down to 60 frames, it would actually take double the amount of slashes, so it would take about 30. If you go down to 30 frames, it takes about 60. So this game is very dependent on what frame rate you're running on. But if your PC is not capable of running 120 frames, there is different categories for 60 frames. And also there is very popular console categories as well. And we're going to be picking up some more storage here.
My mom, but
And making our way to the Chad room.
Oh, Chad's.
Chads.
over there.
Yeah, my chat named the liquors Chad, so it just stuck. It just stuck.
Closed.
All right, making our way to the Chad room.
Okay.
Lily, do you mind taking over for this?
Oh, sure.
asshole
So
gets what's coming
we
to him.
are entering the Chad area and Chad room. So basically, in this room coming up, there will be 2 liquors, and Sneevil will pretty much run right past them because they're pretty slow. As long as you're going really, really fast and just zooming through, they won't hit you. It's going back that is the big issue because they just get really aggro. But sometimes there can be RNG, but Sneevil, you got this.
I got this.
Don't even worry about it. You're gonna zoom right past.
I'm not gonna die like last time.
Yes. But yeah,
Let's
there's different ways you can do this room.
I have an herb.
Yep.
As long as they don't hit me again. Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're good. And also this manip here, It's pretty much, so this is an AI manip. When you turn away from the lickers, they're kind of forced to do like a slash attack from the ceiling. So you can aim down the sights with your back towards the liquor on the ceiling, and as you're moving back, they'll slash at you, but once you like start moving forward again, they'll just go right above your head and they'll miss you. So
Yeah, you can use that trick for pretty much any liquor that's going to jump from the ceiling at you.
yeah,
I think in some of the other categories, they use that strat a bit more often, but this one, we only have to use it the one time.
yeah, I see some people use it at the labs, like I guess if things get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see the labs later. It's a very fun, nice place with a lot of nice enemies.
Totally nice.
No danger.
No.
So right up here, we'll be grabbing another key. And this key is, of course, embedded in a picture frame, because of course this is a Resident Evil game. I'm just going to move it over to my first slot. Also, with the inventory, whenever you're about to use an item or you're going to be using an item very frequently, you want to have it in your first slot. It's a lot easier and faster to access. So, for example, right here. And now we're going to be moving into the next area. So speedrunners like to kind of name the areas that we're going to. So the first area we were in was RPD 1, and now we're at RPD 2, which is significantly harder. It's going to be a new enemy that we'll be seeing soon. And right now we're going to shoot this zombie in the head, and it'll give us enough time to grab the items in this room and get out and hopefully not get bit. So let's see if it works. Very nice, very nice. I'll also be grabbing another gear right here, and this will be for a puzzle later. And we have time for probably 2 donations right now.
Fantastic. I have a $5 donation from Faylira that says, had to donate during Snee's run. After finding her in her previous GDQ run, she's been super welcoming. You've got this, Snee. We've also got a $25 donation from Trainer Anade saying, Gulp, I'm not so good with horror games, but it's still a great cause.
This game, when I played it casually the first time, different experience, very scary. Once you play it, a couple thousand times, you get used to everything, but there is still a chance I get scared throughout the run, because when something really unexpected happens, it's pretty terrifying. But here we are with our new friend. Everyone say hello to Mr. X. He's very dapper. You see that nice hat?
Jesus, stay back!
But Mr. X is not very nice. That's not one of his best qualities, is being kind. He tries to punch you, and he's actually the stalker type enemy throughout this game. He tries to follow you throughout the RPD and just make your life a lot harder. So luckily, throughout the speedrun, we run significantly faster than him, and we're able to outrun him, except for one part. So I'm going to be entering a room, and when I come back out, there is I'd say about a 50% chance that Mr. X shows up. We're going to hope that he does not show up, because if he does, it means trouble for us. So we're going to be able to tell if Mr. X shows up or not if we hear his footsteps. So keep your ears open and see if you hear any footsteps. There we go, nice. I almost got hit there.
Yeah.
We'll be grabbing this lever for the library. And I'm going to be listening to see if we hear those footsteps. I do.
Yeah, I hear him. Oh, but he...
Oh! Sorry for your ears, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, that was actually not so bad. That was not bad. So the worst thing that can happen there is that Mr. X throws you into a zombie, like back into the room into a zombie, and then you're really not in a good position. But he threw me outside of the room, so that was fine. And do you mind explaining why I shot right outside of the library?
Sure. So there's like another manip that runners use twice in the run. And for this one, you shoot right in front of the library or outside of the library because it attracts the zombies for whatever reason to that specific spot and they'll completely ignore you. If done right or if like it works, which it did, obviously, because all the zombies moved to the door. So it worked. GG's. And yeah, it's pretty simple to execute.
And we probably have one time for a quick donation. This is a pretty easy room. We're just moving some gears around for an item to drop.
Awesome. I have a $10 donation from Cassasaur that says, Hey chat. Hey runners and volunteers. You are all cute. Make sure you drink some water and take care of yourselves, and love to the Frame Fatales. Real quick before we get back into the game, we are only $100 into our donation incentive, so keep that rolling.
Yeah, thanks for all the donations, everyone. That was weird. So sometimes my game, when I go to put in an item, it'll just kind of freeze for a second. That's not supposed to happen, and I don't really know a way around it. Other than that, though, this run is going really well. So I'm just going to insert the last gear here, and it's going to drop an item. It's the second electronic piece that we need to complete a puzzle and access the next area of the game. Now, when I leave this room, there's going to be a zombie there. And it's really hard to avoid him because you only have a split second to choose. But luckily, he was facing the other way, and I was able to get around him easily. Now, this zombie, since he's facing the other way, you can slide along his back. And this goes for a lot of the zombies in the game. If you slide along their back, they just won't be able to grab you. So I'll be using that also throughout the run. Right here, I go right, then I go left. And he totally said I was not supposed to get grabbed there. Normally, you do a manipulation where you trick the zombie into thinking you're going right, but you actually go left, and then he slightly misses you. Looks like I messed it up a little bit, but luckily, zombies have a chance to throw you and not deal any damage, and that's what we got there. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Do you mind explaining this puzzle real quick?
Oh, yes, the electrical puzzle. So, for this puzzle, you'll be using 2 electrical parts that Sneak collected earlier from 2 different areas. And in order to solve this puzzle, to restore power to the parking garage, what you need to do is manipulate the switches to redirect the power flow. It's the same every time, so you solve it extremely quickly. And basically how the puzzle looks like, it's an upside down U and a flipped U. I don't know if that makes it better to memorize. And with this puzzle right here, I might as well explain it really fast too.
Yeah.
So the first block gets moved to the 3rd slot, and then pretty much you just flip the pieces till it matches the shapes. And there is a chance to get a what do you guys call it? Like when you a first try, like when you first put in the block.
There's a chance that you only have to move 1 block over and not have to twist any of them.
Right.
I've only ever gotten it twice. And I've done a lot of runs, so it's super rare, but if you were to get that in a PB, like a PB run, I feel like it would be next to unbeatable. I'd say there's like a 0.01% chance you get it.
Yeah, I feel like I rarely ever seen it. I've only gotten it once as well. Out of all the times I ran it, so.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it 3 times in total. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit that's going on with Sherry. So Sherry, she doesn't have a great life, I'm not gonna lie. Her parents, so you know that big boss monster that I fought? That's her dad. And her mom is a scientist that doesn't really care about her. Kind of left her in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. And now Sherry is trapped in this weird, creepy orphanage because she was kidnapped by a very bad man named Chief Irons. Now, the entire goal of this section is to run away from Chief Irons, hide from him, and then eventually get the key and escape. It's pretty much the same every time. It's a pretty easy section. It's nice time to relax throughout the run because there's no randomness. You know exactly what's going to happen. But hopefully we don't get caught by Chief Irons, because if we do, we go back quite a bit. So.
I'm so fucking sorry.
So right now, Irons is just on a set pattern. He's gonna follow us up the stairs, and we're going to be hiding in this room. Now we're gonna be waiting out his path thing. We're just gonna wait for him to open this door. Basically, it'll be in like a minute and a half, and then we'll be able to get the key and finally escape. Fun fact, so you play as Sherry in the Claire run, but when you play as Leon, you actually do a segment as Ada. The Ada section is a lot more action intensive. There's a lot of zombies and stuff like that. But I personally like the Sherry section because I don't mind a chance to relax in the middle of the run, especially the fact that the rest of the run is a lot more intense. So,
it's all over now.
We have time for a donation or two if you want.
Fantastic. I've got a $25 donation from Kerplop with no comment, thank you very much. And I've also got a $25 donation from UserBinPRL that says, it's very early in the morning here in the UK, and you are keeping me and my cat Sir Marmalade wonderfully entertained. Thank you so much. We are just over $100 towards the Knucklebones match of Cult of the Lamb. Keep those donations rolling.
Yeah, that would be awesome if we could hit that incentive. All right, so Chief Irons, right now I'm waiting for a cue for me to start running and find a really good hiding spot. He's gonna swing his flashlight, he just did, and I'm gonna run. Okay, we need to find a really good hiding spot. And I see the perfect one right here. Trust me, it works. So Sherry, for some reason, I don't know if it's the fact she has magical powers or the fact that Iron's got some acid in his eyes and he can't see too well, but if you stand right here on standard difficulty, her shoulder is pretty much in line with the green object and her foot is just before the carpet. As long as you stand here and you're on standard difficulty, he will not see you. Another big factor is that you can't move, so I have my hands off the keyboard so I don't accidentally move. But other than that, we just stand here and wait for him to open the door.
Show yourself! Now!
Yeah, he just runs past Sherry like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see you there. What?
I don't think he's feeling too good. So we're gonna grab this key and finally get out of the creepy orphanage because we don't want to stay here any longer.
Fuck is my key?
Hey,
And
watch
also,
your mouth,
Sherry is
Iron.
about to do something I like to call the Sherry Shuffle. Now, Sherry can't stair skate like Claire 'cause she doesn't have a weapon. But as we go downstairs, I press the A and D keys back and forth, and it allows her to do a bit of a waddle so she doesn't go into that slow stair animation. Here's Johnny! I love that part every time.
Get over here.
All right, now we're done with the Sherry section. We're gonna be going back to Claire and finally getting out of the RPD since we now have the parking key card.
Good to see you again, Claire.
There it is.
Just you wait, asshole.
And now a lot more of the game is going to open up since we're going to be out of the RPD. But that doesn't mean it's gonna get any easier. There's gonna be a lot of new enemy types. It's gonna be dogs and worse things than dogs, but we'll be able to see dogs in just a second. So fun fact, Leon in his run actually has to deal with a lot of dogs, while Claire has lickers instead. So that's the reason we haven't seen a lot of dogs yet in the run. But in Leon's run, you actually, instead of running, you know that Chad room that we were talking about? Well, that room would be filled with dogs instead. So the campaign does change depending on what character you're playing and what scenario you're doing. Do you mind explaining why I just what I just did?
So yeah, basically, there's a couple parts. Well, I mean, it was, or actually, sorry, two parts. In the beginning, if Mr. X goes through the door where it was really spooky, where he pretty much slammed Claire, you kind of do a manip where you either aim down sights, and he'll do like a swing and you can instantly dodge. But what Sneevil did was you could also just kind of go up to him, beta swing, and then just run away and be like, bye-bye.
Yeah, it gives
You
us
can't
enough
catch me.
time for the gate to open, because if you
Yeah.
don't do that, he just comes up behind you and punches you. And obviously,
Yeah.
we're trying to avoid taking damage, so it's an easy little manip to make sure he doesn't punch you while you're waiting for the gate to open. All right, everyone say hi to Misty! Say goodbye! We named that zombie because she looks like the Pokemon trainer. That's the only time you see her. She doesn't normally bite you, but when she does, she does. I'd say she bites me like 2% of the time. But when she does, it's very unexpected. Now we're in the dog section. As you can see, there's dogs everywhere. Those two are very easy to get past. However, these ones are going to be a bit tricky. Now, this dog right here has 3 different patterns. He is doing the best pattern, so he did nothing. The second pattern is that he just jumps at you. The third one is he pretends he's doing nothing and then he tries to bite you at the last second. When that happens, you have to do a little bit of different movement, but luckily he did nothing and we had the easiest way. Now we're gonna hope we don't get bit from behind right there, and we're
Okay.
good.
Woo.
Excellent. Some people like to say dogs are free. I concur because I've lost a lot of runs to the dogs, especially that one right after the bus. But that went well. I'm pleased. I'm pleased.
Yeah, I don't think
I have
dogs
the
are ever
pendant.
free. To me, anyways, I feel like I always get
No.
the worst, or they're just so aggro. Especially the last one, it'll bite you in the neck.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dude, what the heck? I was almost there.
Yeah, so as you saw right there, Chief Irons, well, that's the last time you saw him. He kind of just died. He had an alien type thing in him, and he's just infected. It's not good. But we don't really feel bad for Chief Irons because he's not a good person. And we're back reunited with Sherry. However, we're being chased by Mr. X right now. Luckily, we're very fast, so we shouldn't be seeing him. And if we do this section fast enough, there's actually a cool audio glitch which will happen in the next scene. So we'll see if we get that.
Keep going.
Claire, are you alright?
All right, let's see if we get the audio glitch. Do you see these subtitles, how it says, like, Claire, she's behind you? And stuff like that. So that's not supposed to be happening. For some reason, the audio isn't happening, but the subtitles still are. So when you do that section really fast, there's audio that still hasn't gone off yet. So it keeps playing the audio in the next scene, which is why you saw subtitles that weren't actually being spoken. Normally, the audio does play, but for some reason, it didn't play, but it was showing the subtitles, which honestly, I've never seen before, but kind of interesting. Now, at the top of the ladder right here that I'm about to climb, there's gonna be a zombie on the other side of the door. The zombie is kind of scary, so I need to shoot the zombie really fast and run. You're gonna see how risky it is. Let's do it. Oh, he was moving to the side weirdly. Oh. So it's really scary, but if you do it properly, you shouldn't get grabbed by that second zombie. So yeah, that's that room. And now we're in the sewers. You can see very clean, very nice. And the sewers is one of the harder parts of the run. There's a new enemy that will be introduced soon, which can poison you. And the thing that's bad, the bad thing about that is that we don't really bring any blue herbs, which is what cures poison. So if we do get poisoned, you move really slow and we have no cure for it. So the thing we want to avoid the most is getting poisoned. And Lily, do you mind explaining the strat that I'm about to do?
Yeah, so there'll be two zombies here chilling down the stairs. Like they're minding their business, but they're not. And what you're going to see Sneevil do is hug the left side of the stairs while stair skating. And she'll shoot the zombie on the midway going down the steps. And that's pretty much because if you go anywhere else other than the left side, the zombie that's chilling on like the left side where you can't see him, he'll just aggro you and grab you, or like he'll show up much earlier and then you'll get bombarded by the zombies. And when you get grabbed on the stairs, they just knock you over. There's no like,
oh yeah,
you can't use any items or anything to get out of it, so it's really scary, but you did good. Hey,
thank you. That's a really hard strat to pull off.
Yeah, it's really hard,
especially the fact that you're stair skating and have to aim your shot at the same time. It took me a while to get consistent at that, but once you do, it's not too hard to pull off. We have time for probably 2 to 3 donations right now.
Fantastic. We've got a $10 donation from Flack that says, zombies are timid of ladders? I'll remember this for the next zombie apocalypse. We love your streams, my dude. I look forward to the gas station % runs. We've also got a $10 donation from Nezron that says, the hype never ends. Good luck, Snee. Which, if we look at the pattern here, it seems like we might have a $10 donation train, which I would love to see for our upcoming incentive for the Knucklebones match for Cult of the Lamb, which is our very next run. Get those donations in, folks. And also make sure that if you want the incentive, that you click it in your donation.
Yeah, thank you all for the donations. You have been insane. Thank you so much.
Go.
So, remember those enemies that I said can poison you? We're about to see a lot of them. So I like to, they're called the G-Adults. They're these big blobby monsters, but my chat likes to name them the Huberts. So if you hear me say Hubert, that's what I'm referring to. So right now I like to call this place Hubert City. This is where they play Monopoly. They all grew up, but they don't like me being here. So they're all going to be very, very aggressive. And we really don't want to get grabbed. So this first one here is hiding under the water. I'm going to shoot him. It gives me enough time to run around. And this next one, so there's a wall on my right. I'm not going to touch the wall, but I'm going to get very close to it. As long as you do not touch that wall that's on your right, you will not get grabbed. However, if you touch the wall, you will get grabbed. So you want to make sure not to be touching the wall. And as long as you don't, you should be fine. Honestly, though, I don't think that strategy works with Leon because he doesn't run as fast as Claire. So I think you need to shoot the G-Adult instead. But as Claire, you're able to just run past. And do you mind explaining this room?
Sure. So this is where you get the spark shot. It's a very small room. You're pretty much just getting all these chess pieces for an upcoming puzzle. And with this zombie here, he has a couple of different things he could do, which is we got the kind of like the poopy RNG, but yeah, he could just like be laying on the floor, but you could just shoot him and run right past him. But and then you just do a quick little chess puzzle here, so that way you could exit with all the puzzle pieces, and then we'll be coming up to a boss fight very soon.
Yeah, it's a great boss fight. Totally no risk of death. Yeah, the next boss coming up is probably the one that everyone has the most trouble with, at least as beginners. There's a chance we might die, but if we do, there's an autosave that occurs during the fight, so we should be fine. Speaking of the Huberts, we're about to go back through Hubert City. I'm going to be equipping the Spark Shot, and if any of them are in my way, I'm just going to shoot them with this. The good thing, the Spark Shot is honestly a great weapon. It stuns pretty much any enemy that you shoot it with, and it gives you enough time to run past.
Yeah, with the Huberts, I mean, they could grab you, poison you, or you could get the good RNG where they spit out like little baby Huberts.
Yeah,
but I mean, you could just shoot them though, and you'll be fine because there's a ton of Spark Shot ammo.
Yeah,
around,
it's definitely the safest way, just shooting them with the Spark Shot. There is ways to do it without the Spark Shot, but it's a lot more risky. And because we really can't get poisoned, I didn't want to take any risks. Because I don't know what I'd do if we get poisoned, but I'm pretty sure we are done with the Hubert, so that's great. This room is very tricky. So this room's different every time. I'm not really used to that RNG, I'm not gonna lie. That was a little bit scary, but as long as you just look at the zombies, see where there's an opening and go through it, then you're usually pretty fine. There's usually better RNG that happens there where the zombies are more out of your way. You don't have to do a dodge. We did have to do a dodge there, but luckily we didn't get bit, so I'm very happy with this so far. So this puzzle right here, we're just putting chess pieces in. It's the same every time. And this is going to open the door to the second boss. And then Lily, I'll let you take over for the second boss because I'm not going to be able to talk.
Right, yeah. This upcoming boss, I mean, we call them Gs, so this will be G2. And he's one of the more aggressive and annoying bosses.
Right,
a lot of pretty much a run killer, which is not going to happen here, so Sneevil's fine.
Nope.
But basically, so I'll start explaining because there's a lot that happens here. So for G2, with this pre-fight sort of thing that's going on here, you're going to see Sneevil do a quick switch puzzle and 1, 2, 3, go. And then, so you'll see her throw a grenade as she's backing up to the door, or however she does the strat. And it will activate, as soon as you hit the door, it activates Birkin's hitbox. So simultaneously as you're throwing the grenade, it does enough damage to Birkin, or G2, to where it will just skip the entire first phase. So you won't see him clawing through clawing through the ceiling. And then for this next phase, Sneevil will run straight down to the crane to press the button. And as she's waiting for Birkin to kind of come up, he'll do 2 different animations. He'll either do a jumping swoop or a triple slash attack. And for me personally, I think you too, Sneevil, you like the triple slash.
Yeah, we just got it.
Yes, nice. So that is like the better RNG. And so she'll be using the most powerful weapon in this run, which is a knife. And she'll have to get him down to 50% HP, 50% or less. And this will basically have it so that when he gets hit by the crane, it'll skip the entire next phase of the fight. So it's pretty much just like a quick kill.
Beautiful. That looks stressful, but I'm so glad it went well. Oh, that's probably one of the biggest, the biggest barriers to this run for new runners, because it's very dependent on timing. You have to kill him with the crane. There's no other way to kill him. You have to time it properly. And if you mess up at all, then the crane's going to swing back. You have to reset it. So I'm really glad that went well. And now we're making our way to the last section of the game, which is called the labs. But before we get there, we're just going to be running along for a little bit, and we have time for probably 3 donations.
Fantastic, because we got a $20 donation from Max LOLXZ saying, "Let's go Snee." We've also got a $25 donation from Don Quixote saying, "Hi Lily, you and Snee are doing great." I also want to say that we are very, very close to hitting $35,000 for Malala Fund. And we are only a little bit more than 800. 900 away from our Knucklebones match incentive for Cult of the Lamb. If you're doing the donations, which I hope you are, please be sure to assign an incentive to it as well. Click that box. Make sure we hit this goal as well.
Okay. Better check everything.
How far away are we from 35K?
Less than $100.
Wow. We
Less
can do
than
that.
$100. And we just hit 35K!
Yay!
Thank you so much, chat. Congratulations.
Claps
You
in
are
chat.
all amazing. Amazing. Everyone in chat, everyone who's donated, everyone who's watched this event, you are all awesome. I've been watching this event since yesterday, been in and out, and it's just been full of positivity. It's been awesome. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of this.
Doors are fully open.
All right, so we're at the labs, and right now Sherry, she doesn't look too good, does she? No, she's infected with the G virus, and that's the same virus the big boss monster has. So we need to cure her because we do not want Sherry to be a big boss monster. I like Sherry. So we're going to be looking for a cure throughout the labs and coming back and hopefully being able to heal Sherry. All right, so the first section of the labs is pretty tame. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's a lot tamer than the rest of it. Right here, I'm going to be shooting the door. Right here. Shooting the bottom corner of the door. And what this does, there's a zombie on the other side of the door. And since we talked about it before, how our bullets attract the enemies, the zombie should be walking towards the door and away from where I am going to be walking. We'll be able to tell if it worked or not if we hear a zombie growl. If we hear him growl, that means it just didn't work. If we hear nothing, that means it worked. So let's see what we get. Also picking up another knife here. We'll need that for the next boss. Sounds like it worked. Excellent, excellent.
Nice.
If it doesn't work, he's gonna be waiting outside the door I just came in, and you can shoot him with the spark shot. It's not too bad. It just wastes a little bit of time. I just picked up a spark shot upgrade, and then the second part of the bracelet. So the bracelet kind of acts like a key. There's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and each level of the bracelet is going to unlock different doors. So now we got the level 2 bracelet. We're going to be heading to the level 2 of the labs. I'm going to tell you, this is the worst part. Brace yourselves, because there's some new enemy types. There's a lot of chads and a lot of opportunities to die. So we're going to hope none of that happens. Speaking of the new enemy type, there's a new enemy called the Ivy. And the special thing about the Ivy is they can kill you instantly. So you get grabbed and you don't have a knife or anything to defend yourself with, you die. That's it. You just die. Yeah. So we really cannot get grabbed by the Ivies. They also have a very long, not hitbox, but grab box. They can basically grab you from very far away. So we want to stay as far away from the Ivies as possible and really not get grabbed.
Yeah, the range on the Ivies is insane. Yeah, that's why when we use the spark shot, we just zap them. Like if they're in our way, or shoot their bulbs too, which will be coming up shortly.
Yeah, I grabbed some extra spark shot bullets just in case, and they're very useful because they stun any enemy. This puzzle right here, I'm putting 2 codes. It's going to unlock some doors. It's the same codes every time. Very nice.
Yeah, this just opens the drug testing lab and the hatch, for which will lead to the worst area.
Yeah.
But so far, we're going to approach another puzzle here as well.
All right. So we're coming up on another puzzle. I call this the red, green, blue puzzle. And you'll see why. It's the same every time, but if you mess it up, you pretty much have to solve it by yourself. So let's do this. Red.
Engaged.
Green.
Adjust amount of
Blue.
solution to match cartridge
Red.
capacity.
Green. Blue. Red. Green. There's a reason I say that, because I do that every time. I've been running this game for years. I say it every time. I will not stop saying it, because there's been times I'm on a PB pace and then I accidentally press green when I should have pressed red. The whole puzzle's messed up. I'm spending 5 minutes trying to solve it. We didn't want that to happen, so luckily we did it fine. And right here, there's going to be an Ivy. I'm going to shoot it in one of its orange bulbs. This will give me enough time to get down the hatch without getting grabbed. The Ivies, there's 2 ways to stun them. Either hit them with a really big weapon like the spark shot, or you hit one of their orange bulbs. So that's what I had to do there. Right here, we're going to throw a grenade. There's 3 zombies on the ground. We need them dead. because they're going to wake up when we come back through this room. Now, Lily, I will let you take over for the next few minutes, just because I really don't want to mess anything up.
So yeah, this section is another notorious section of being like a run killer, and it sucks because it's literally right towards the end of the game. So, but we're on our way to get the signal modulator, which will pretty much restore power to some rooms that we need to go through for the herbicide. And so the reason why this is a quote-unquote run killer or just an annoying section is because there'll be 2 lickers coming up, or chads, that are just extremely mean. So you'll see Snee do a shooting manip on the ground shortly, and this will trigger the lickers to hopefully jump onto the ceiling, and she'll quickly do a flash grenade, and oh wow, he flew. And then they'll drop to the floor and be staggered, but it seems like the other Chad flew. I don't know what happened to that guy.
I don't know. This is not working the way it's supposed to. I'm just going to let you know that.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, nice. Sorry, this is making me really nervous too. I can't imagine how you feel. Oh my God.
So normally what happens when you throw the stun grenade, they both hang off the ceiling, they drop, and there's no danger to you because they take so long to recover. Neither of them did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, that was so weird.
But then they were nice afterwards, so I'm happy about that. We're in a really good position. I have 2 herbs on me. I think we'll be good to get out of here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because if they don't get staggered properly, if they just act not how you want them to, they could slash you, they could lick, they could slash you from the ceiling. It's a whole thing. And like that, they do so much damage. It's insane, and they're so fast as well. So that's why safety herbs are very important.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
You can do it. Oh.
So I don't know how the next part's gonna go because I'm in danger. We move significantly slower in danger, which is obviously why we avoid it. But there's some IVs in this room that I am really hoping will not grab me. Oh, nice. Okay, so there's normally one on my left there. That's the one I was most worried about, but he was not there. So I think we're in a good position. There's an autosave right after this. We're good.
We're good with that left section. And there's an upcoming herb as well, so you'll be fine.
So much for the
But yeah, that's an example of how aggressive the lickers can be. Once you get hit once, a lot of the time you can get stun locked, stuff like that. I tried my best to avoid them, but even if you try your best, you can't always succeed. But I'm happy we are still alive. Even though we're limping, we're still alive, and that's what's important. So I'm hoping I can get past this one. I might shoot him.
Yeah,
just to make sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be equipping the spark shot, and I'm going to be using that to kill the next, or to stun some of the IVs in the next room. This room is also notorious for killing runs, but I find with the spark shot, it's pretty easy. There we go. Hopefully the one on my right is not too close. We are good, and there's an herb in front of us, and I feel better now.
Yeah, once you get through that part, it's like, oh, well, there is a few bosses coming up, but it's fine. It's fine. You'll cruise through it now.
All right, we have time for probably 3 donations or something like that before the 3rd boss fight.
Fantastic. We've got a $5 donation from Sweet Lilac Aria saying, "Hi, Snee. Glad to see you again," with a little heart emoji. We've also got a $200 donation from Redfield that says, "I love this game. I love this run. And I love Claire. Here's hoping for a Code Veronica remake someday."
Yes.
Additionally,
Yes.
I want to remind chat to please indicate a donation incentive alongside your donations. We have a fantastic incentive coming up for Cult of the Lamb where we will play Knucklebones against the first NPC after the run. So please, we would love to see that happen. We are only $800 away.
Wow. You are all amazing. Thank you. All right, so we're coming up on the 3rd boss. This is where we fight the 3rd boss. Once we come back through, he will be there. He will trash the room. It'll be a good time. I'm going to be using the spark shot and the knives in order to kill the boss. And Lily, I'll let you take over for this one.
Oh, sure. G3 is... I mean, he's not too bad,
The
but...
antiviral agent. Gotta
So
get back to Sherry.
with G3, he'll mostly be knifed, but you'll see Sneevil pop the 3 eyeballs that he has with the spark shot, and that'll stagger him to the ground, and that'll give enough time for Sneevil to do a ton of knife slashes to his back. And the reason why you want to knife his back instead of his front is because if you actually knife his front too early or too much, he'll get up and then he'll start doing a bunch of crazy shenanigans. So it's usually like 12 slashes on the back, and then she'll start moving forward to do more damage. And also with the knife switches that you see her doing, she's basically doing like a animation cancel with the knife, so that way Claire doesn't look at the knife every single time she switches. And bam, there you go.
That was really fast.
That was awesome, yeah.
Which I'm very surprised because remember how I mentioned DA earlier, difficulty adjustment? So the difficulty of the game right now, I have a speedrunning tool that gives me a bunch of information that you can't see. It gives like Claire's health, it shows my inventory, and it also shows what the DA score is. So the DA score was actually higher than it would normally be at this part, but I think my knife slashes were just very... I don't know, I was doing a very, I don't know the word, very precise knife slashes, so I think it killed him faster than I expected. But that was a very, very solid third boss fight. And luckily, there's not too much more to go. We got a couple of Ivies to get past, we got to pick up Sherry, and then we got the last boss fight. I'm actually really happy with how this run has gone so far. We haven't died, so I mean, I call that a win. I call that a win.
Yeah. Yeah, this
and we have time
amazing.
for... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
We have time for probably a couple more donations if there is any.
Walk faster.
Fantastic. We've got a $25 anonymous donation with no comment. We've got another $25 donation with no comment from Bobo_luck. And we also have an anonymous $5 donation with no comment. Thank you, everyone. Make sure that you're still adding that incentive to your donations as we go. We're less than $800 away from playing Knucklebones.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence.
All right, we get to relax for a little bit. We get some nice scenery. I don't know what this is. It looks cool though. We get some nice relaxing music. And yeah, pretty much Sherry, I think I already explained most of her backstory, but she's been abandoned, but luckily she has Claire by her side, and we're gonna make it out of this.
Thank you for being so nice to me.
Yeah, Claire, the hero, she saved Sherry. Sherry can live on to be an RE6 and be a badass.
Save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
To the bottom level train platform.
All right, I'm gonna be grabbing this first aid spray that's on my right. I just don't have any health on me right now, so we wanna make sure we're not going to die. Grab this. There also will be another knife up here, which I'll be grabbing, that I'm going to be using for the final boss fight. And the next part of the run is pretty simple. We're going to be running past some Ivies and stuff like that. So if you do have any more donations, you can read a couple of them right now.
Fantastic. We've got a $25 donation from the Mogramillion. Says love from Germany. Gotta get some sleep, but you folks keep on rocking with a little heart emoji. We've also got a $50 donation from Kamikaze Granny with no comment, an anonymous $25 donation with no comment, and a $50 donation from Cognos. Remember, folks, as we get these donations in, please be sure to indicate the incentive. Our open incentive is for Cult of the Lamb. We've got a Knucklebones match coming up, and we would love to see that happen.
Of course. The stupid thing's locked.
All right, so this is the... Oh, I have a grenade equipped. That's not good. So we're going to equip our knife. There's going to be 2 Ivies that fall down from the ceiling. I'm going to be wasting my knives into the enemies. So basically, I have 4 knives in my inventory right now, and I want to make sure I only have 1. So it automatically equips the one that I need for the boss fight. I'm going to be using the knives, because knives have durability, so if you use them a set number of times, they run out. So, for example, right here, it breaks. So I'm going to break all my extra knives that I don't need, so it automatically equips the one that I do need for the boss fight. The only thing this does is prevents you from going into your inventory and having to equip it. Going into your inventory is not something you want to do often because you can't move or do anything else when you're in your inventory. Now, right here, there's going to be a flaming zombie, or in a second. You can shoot them anywhere and he'll just fall down. And that is the last enemy or non-boss enemy that we'll be fighting throughout this game. So now we're on the path to the final boss. And we have time for 2 quick donations if you have any.
Fantastic, because we have a $100 donation from Mr. Charisma that says SneeDQ. Glad to see you back, dude. We've also got a $25 anonymous donation with no comment. Keep those donations rolling, folks. We would love to see that Cult of the Lamb incentive met.
All right, we're pretty much here. Lily, take over. You got this.
I love SneeDQ. I love that. So yeah, this is the final boss of the game. This is G4. Basically, the main weapons that you'll be using is the Gatling gun, knife, and a grenade. So in this first section, you'll just be popping as many eyeballs as you can. That is pretty much the objective of this boss fight. Is just pop the eyeballs, all you can, and then give him a quick knife after you pop some eyeballs. He'll then be triggered to go up the wall, throw a nade, knock him down, and then just pop more of his eyeballs with the knife, and then just Gatling him to death. And that would be pretty much G4.
Should die. There we go. Okay, he's not dead yet, but I'll count us down for the for time. That was actually a really good fight.
Yes.
Very clean. I didn't miss the grenade throw. And it should be time in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go. Woohoo.
That was a really good run.
That was
fantastic. Very
fantastic.
solid. I'm actually surprised because during practice, there was a couple things going wrong. For example, the liquor room in the labs I was having a bit of trouble with. G2 can be very unpredictable, but that was really good. All right, let's see our final time. 51:30.
Wow.
That is amazing for a marathon. Like, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but that's
that is
really good. That's about a minute off my PB, and that's with safety strats and stuff like that. So that's a very, very good run. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And I had a lot of fun. I was super nervous at the start. I don't know if you could tell, but I think we did a good job. Lily, you did amazing on commentary. Thank you for that.
Thank you. You did awesome. You crushed it and you were nervous. You got it.
Thank you.
Congrats again, Sneevil, on a very impressive run. Chat, let's hear it again for this fantastic runner and the couch. Unfortunately, this is the end of my time with you and my hosting shift here at GDQ. Before I get out of here, I just want to thank Ray Bello for a $25 donation. It says less than 3 hearts in chat for everyone. Real quick, we are going to be going to a break, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and make sure to get your donations in for that Cult of the Lamb incentive. Thank you so much for having me. And when we come back from break, you'll be in the capable hands of Blackheart Wings.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Frost Fatales 2023. I'm your host, Blackheart Wings, and I'm going to be keeping you all company for the next couple of runs and to close out the day. I hope you guys are ready to get comfy and cozy because the next run is going to be Cult of the Lamb, of which we have an open incentive available. This incentive is going to be open until the end of the run. We have until a 20-something loser gets to the end and smooches her intended to get that extra Knuckle Bones match. It's super duper great. It is a quick dice game based on, just rolling dice and playing chances, where you get to compete against NPCs in the game. It's a single round showcase against the first available NPC, and it's very cute and it's very fun, and I highly suggest putting in your donations towards that incentive. I highly recommend it. And it looks like we're ready to bring in the runners. All right, let's give it up for a 20-something loser.